Namaste everyone, how's it going? We have started doing videos on answering questions which are coming in from people on the YouTube videos. So thanks a lot for sending those questions. The first question we decided to answer was by this girl called Marwa. The question that came in was on the video how to text girls, and the question is if I could talk about how to text guys for the girls who are watching my channel. I thought that I'm probably not as qualified to talk about that, so I decided to get a girl also on the video. You're a girl, right?
Just because I'm so qualified at this.
This is Corina, guys. And what? Namaste, you gotta do namaste.
Namaste.
We are basically going to answer a few questions where she's gonna ask me certain questions that came in her mind about texting guys, and I'll try to give my take on it. And if this is useful, let us know. We'll build up more on this in the future. But for now, we are gonna start with a few questions. So, shoot.
So I think the main worry when a girl is starting to getting into a conversation with a guy is whether she should text first.
Whether
So
she should text first.
is it a
Okay.
guy or is it a girl that has to text first?
In my opinion, I think most of the time it is the guys who text first. But what I have personally experienced is if sometimes there are girls who text first, be it on Tinder or be it if you
Are
exchange.
you on Tinder?
I am on Tinder, yeah. So if we exchange numbers, then what happens is that sometimes a girl texts first, and what I have discovered with that is that it's really something different, and you actually look forward to speaking to a girl like that, because a lot of times there are guys, not me, but there are a lot of times there are guys who lack the confidence a little bit to converse with the girl on text, and also at the same time they feel pretty intimidated. Like, I think even if the guy takes the first step and actually texts first, I think the girls should kind of also try to be equally participative in the conversation, and that is why I think it is really nice if sometimes the girl texts first, because it kind of takes the pressure off the guy.
Do you think it makes her stand out of the crowd?
It does make her stand
she
out of the
does.
crowd. It does make her stand out of the crowd. It makes the guy think that, okay, this is something different, and also that she is interested in me. Because in a way, guys all the time, they try to prove it to the girl that, they're interested in her, but at the same time try to hide that fact out of fear of rejection. So it is really good if sometimes a girl also texts first. Marwa, this is for you. My number is going to be in the description. But basically, yeah, try texting first. It'll be something different. If you're interested in the guy and if you feel like he's taking too much time and being a pussy about it, definitely fucking do it.
Don't be afraid to text first.
No, don't be afraid to text first.
In one of your previous videos, you were talking about a 3-2 rule when it comes to texting girls.
Yeah,
Was it? Yes.
we used to do.
And do you think the same rule applies to girls? What if she's just playing hard to get and she doesn't want to reply straight away? Is there a rule applying to that as well?
I think 3:2 is a pretty powerful thing. And it's not just about when guys are texting girls. It is probably like a nice negotiation and a power tool. Because when you're applying 3:2 in life and you're applying it either to, interaction with a person in real life, or you're applying it to texting, it kind of puts you forward as more powerful, because you show yourself in a lesser amount of supply. So you show yourself as somebody who's kind of hard to get, and that you're busy handling a lot of attention in a way. That's the way you come across. Because if you're texting somebody and you're full on in the conversation, and if they're not responding with as much enthusiasm or as much content as you're providing them, you probably think that this person is getting a lot of attention from a lot of different people and is actually replying to a lot of people. So that person kind of comes across as being high in demand, and that is something good for everybody. Like, it doesn't specifically apply to guys or girls. Why I talk about guys doing this and why I advise them to do this is because I want the guys to sometimes not do as much as they end up doing for girls, because they end up almost chasing them very heavily. So I want them to kind of minimize the investment, and with a lesser amount of investment get more of a return, because they end up talking gibberish most of the time, and they try many different kinds of texting methods in order to, they fucking tell stories, and what do they do with you?
Send a lot of memes.
Send a lot of memes. So they send a lot of memes, they send a lot of emoticons, I don't know what all other kind of shit that they do. That is why I told this in the guy video. But I think if girls do it also, it is a power tactic. If it is a guy that, for example, gets a lot of ladies, all right,
Okay.
and you want to not come across as all the girls as they come across trying to get you very heavily with a lot of investment, then I think it is definitely useful if you kind of pull back a little bit, because it is going to be a war. Like, it is going to be your 3:2 versus the guy's 3:2. So it is a good thing, but at the same time, you don't want to apply 3:2 so much that both of you fucking end the conversation, because he replies with 3 texts, you reply with 2 texts, he replies with 1 text, and then you don't fucking reply. So whoever starts the conversation, you gotta go in with a good amount of effort and a good amount of investment. So you gotta talk a little bit more so that you build up the conversation, you build the momentum, and then you can apply 3:2 to kind of bring it into your favor to kind of own that conversation, because 3:2 is like a power tactic. It can be applied in any way. So girls or guys, I think both will benefit from it.
All right, so the next thing is I found this doing myself.
Yeah.
And I found engaging my friends into conversations sometimes where you're not sure about what you have to answer to a guy, or
Yeah.
you want to be more interesting to the guy. So a girl, whether she wants it or she doesn't want it, she will share her text maybe, or the answer that the guy replies
Yeah.
to her friends, and
Yeah.
she will involve them into the conversation. Do you think
Yeah.
that should be the case when texting a guy, or do you think that's a no-no?
Just to get a little bit more context on this, I'm going to actually ask you as to if you can give me an example. If any of your friends did it, and with what objective do you think they did it? Because then I would answer this question in that manner.
As an example, I have a friend, she was really interested in the guy. She really wanted, she really wanted to get talking to him.
Yeah.
They exchanged a few text messages, but then she got really self-conscious. What
Yeah.
if I don't answer the answer that he wants to hear? What if I'm not being interesting enough to him? So
Yeah.
she automatically copies and pastes her message to her friends,
Oh my
and
God.
they come up with an answer together. So all that answer is gonna be like the bomb.
Okay.
And the guy is going to be like so in love with that girl, and
Does it work?
Not usually.
Not usually.
Not usually.
Okay. So
From
girls.
experience, it doesn't work. But I want to hear your opinion about this.
Okay,
and
my
whether
opinion
she-
is that if you're a girl, if you're attracting some guy, or like if you want to attract some guy, and if you start taking help from your girl friends, there are two things that can happen. The first thing can be that the guy you're trying to attract is not really an attractive enough guy for your friends, or he's not a valuable guy. Like, it's not like he's in demand, or it's not like a lot of girls want to get with him. In that case, you can try to take advice from the girls because they will genuinely help you. This is going to sound like shit, but the truth is that if you're trying to attract an attractive guy, what is going to happen is that girls are in a way hardwired to cut off competition with other girls when it comes to attractive mates in the male gender. So you don't want to do that. Why? Because the thing is, for you anyway, it's kind of fucked up in the head to like try to attract this guy whom you are interested in. And if it's already playing mind games with you, and if you involve like 3-4 other female brains and all of you apply your mind games to it, you're gonna get fucked in the head. And you might actually, as she said, it probably didn't work out for her friend. I think you will fuck it up. And I think it's best that you maintain a balance of being coy and being a little mysterious, while also being a little bit, forward and showing your interest in the guy, and just being a little straightforward. Because a lot of times guys are kind of, like, what the fuck does she mean? Or what does her reply mean? And they're trying to always figure out what is going on. But if you can keep it simple, if you're interested in him, show him that you're interested in him. Don't be worried that you're going to come across as too easy or something.
Have you ever had situations like this, or have you ever sensed that a girl is, maybe if she's taking too long to reply, do you think, or have you ever sensed that she might be taking advice from her friends or something?
I think when it comes to me, in my particular case, I'm not sure if I've ever actually thought that, they're trying to take help from their friends, because most of the time, all the friends are trying to get with me at the same time.
I see.
So it's probably not happening. I don't think so. In my case, I don't think, like, I've had girls who take a lot of time to reply, but it's probably because they try to, come up with something that is interesting and engaging for me, but at the same time, it's not too forward or too direct and, doesn't sell them off completely. So they try to keep that balance, and that is why they take time. And I hate that. I hate if you're texting with the opposite sex and if you take a lot of time to keep that conversation going, because there is a spark, once you start, or when you meet and you exchange numbers, and you want to maintain that, and you want to get to the next step, because you can't like do this. You can't do this. Can you do this on text? Can you do this on text?
Fortunately, you can.
You can't do this on text. So to do this, you gotta be like this, alright? You gotta be here, and then you gotta start with like removing the clothes and everything.
Sure.
So that is how you gotta do it. Alright? And your aim should be always to get to the next step. And this should apply. This is like, I think I'm gonna take this out in the video for guys in the next texting video, which I'm gonna release for them. But this will apply to the girls also. Like, stop fucking playing around so much. Stop like these flirtatious games, or like, these hard to get games. Oh, is he going to ask me on a date, or should I ask him on a date? Fuck it. If you're interested, do it, man. Stop wasting time. The more time you're spending on your phone, the less time you're getting a dick in your vagina, and the less time you're getting your dick in a vagina. Does that make sense?
Completely.
Okay.
Absolutely makes sense.
Next.
You have mentioned the word forward.
Yeah.
Should a girl be forward
On text.
on text? Yeah. Or would a guy appreciate if she had a little bit of mystery in it? I mean, you said be direct, be everything, but isn't there supposed to be a bit of mystery in a girl when it comes to texting? Or should she just spill out all her emotions towards a guy and just say whatever she feels?
No, I don't think she should spill out all her emotions. Why? Because That's the number one sign of being a psycho. Alright, so you don't want to
Girls beware.
you don't want to spill out all your emotions, because a lot of guys, they're not emotionally that intelligent. Like, they might not be able to handle a girl who kind of opens up to them straight away, because a lot of the guys, they lack experience, and at the same time, you don't want to do that. Like, you want to build up a certain amount of investment on both sides until you can talk more openly about these kind of issues. So in the start, the mystery thing which you said is actually good, because for example, if it's me texting a girl and if I know everything about her, I want to become curious about the girl. I want her to be a mystery to me so that I can decode that mystery over time. You know, I can spend time with her and I can get to know her, and I can get to know what she's about. I can get to know what makes her happy, what makes her sad, what drives her, what pisses her off, what turns her off. And I don't want to come to know all of that on text. Like, for me, it's not really enjoyable. I would rather prefer being in person, taking your clothes off and having a conversation with you, rather than, you know, being on fucking text and talking and talking and talking. I don't like that. So the mystery part is actually good. Be forward when it comes to getting to the date and getting to the part where you can do the dick in vagina thing. All right.
So how soon should the two of them get a date together, or should
As soon as possible.
And should a girl be asking a guy on a date?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? First of all, this is the 21st century, right? Feminism, yay! All right. So you want equality. Fucking ask the guys out on a date. It's okay to ask a guy on a date. I think it'll make guys really happy. In a way, it's also kind of, you know, you don't want to end up with pussified guys who are never, you know, who are always scared to ask for stuff, or who are always scared to, you know, take the first step.
Wouldn't this emasculate a guy if a girl asks him on a date?
If
Would
he's
he not be
if he's
self-conscious about why am I not a man and ask her on a date? Why did she ask me first?
I don't think today that matters. Again, we can't, like, you know, say in absolute terms, but I think on a general basis that I think that a guy would actually be happy if a girl asks him out and suggests, you know, to meet up for a drink or a coffee. I think it's really nice. It also kind of depends on the geography that we are in. So like, if you're in India, right, it's something really unusual if a girl actually asks a guy out. I've had it happen very few times to me, and I think it's something really interesting.
I think I've personally asked a guy out once.
But not here.
Not here.
Not in India. So right now we are in India, and that's not happened with you here. That's happened with you somewhere else.
Maybe it will happen. I don't know. Maybe I'll set a new trend here.
So no, it is. I think it's a pretty cool thing if a girl asks a guy out, because it shows confidence on the part of the girl also. And you don't want a girl who's just too insecure. So in my opinion, I'm a big proponent of dicks and vaginas. I really like that. I think you all like that. So I think the sooner you do the dick and vagina, the better it is. But I don't mean it like literally. I mean it more metaphorically. Like, I mean that you got to get in person. You have to come in physical presence to know if the two of you are comfortable with each other, you know, and to know if the two of you have a chemistry with each other, or if the two of you are attracted to each other. Because being attracted on text versus being attracted in person, like, I've had cases where girls have come across really, you know, attractive on text, and like, you feel like, you know, this is the kind of person you want to like get to know more. And then once you're in person with them, they're so fucking drab and dull that they have zero personality, and you do not get attracted to that. So stop wasting time on text, because the texting is just a tool to get to the date. So the sooner you go for the date, the better it is. Now obviously you can, you know, build a little bit of momentum in the conversation, and you can try to get talking about something that at least shows you too that, you know, you guys do want to meet each other. Like, you don't want to exchange numbers and straight away go like, boom, bitch, my place this time. I've done that, it works for me, but not for everybody else. Do not try something like that. Have a conversation, see if the two of you are interested in each other, and get to meet each other in person. That's
so I get the sooner you get to meet each other up in person.
Yeah.
If it works, really well. If it doesn't work, well, I suppose you haven't wasted your time.
Exactly.
Over text.
Exactly.
Going on for weeks and weeks, and until you meet up, and then you realize, look, we're not right for each other, or there's no spark, or there's no chemistry.
Yeah. I've known people who've texted each other on Tinder, for example, for 3 fucking months before they meet.
That's a bit extreme.
And that's stupid. Get to meet each other soon, guys. Make sure that the other person is not a psycho and not a serial killer, alright? And once you're sure of that, meet them. You don't want to waste a lot of time. Meet them, and if the date doesn't go well, you can leave even sooner. Like, fucking stop wasting time. That's it. Anything else?
I think you made your point. On various instances, a guy will start texting a girl. She might not be interested in him.
Yeah.
How would you suggest that she rejects him over text?
Oh God. How should she reject him?
Yes.
See, I have zero experience to talk from when it comes to that. But how should a girl reject a guy on text?
On text. I mean, let's keep the seeing each other face to face part, because if she doesn't like it,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
I think it's best for both the guy and the girl if they're honest about it. You know, because if a girl, out of fear of offending the guy, Now, there are two reasons why girls don't reject guys. One is when they don't want to offend the guy or like hurt him if he's, a nice guy and they don't want to make him cry or whatever the fuck it is. And the other is sometimes when girls like the attention and they will not reject him outright and they will make him, keep asking them out and like keep him rotating around their life so that that guy has a false hope of getting to meet that girl. And at the same time, this girl kind of feeds off on the attention. These are the two cases. Now, if you're sure that you are not interested in the guy, I would say that definitely let the person know honestly, be direct about it while being polite. Obviously, don't go like, like you're bald, so I'm sorry, I can't fucking meet you, or like your dick's too small or something. I don't know, like don't say shit like that. Be honest, be polite, tell the person that you're not interested or that you have a boyfriend or something or the other. Because then at least the other person will not have these hopes that sooner or later they'll get to meet you. And if you're one of those attention-seeking bitches, don't play around with guys.
So guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and girls, I hope we together managed to answer some of your dilemmas. Well, this video was made to answer some of our questions based on a guy's perspective of how would they want the girls to text them, or what situations should we avoid in texting guys. So I hope you found it useful, and there'll be more videos to come.
Let us know, guys, if you find it useful and if you want us to answer any more questions. If you found this useful, we'll try to make more engaging videos like this because I got a lot of feedback. So thanks to all of you. I'm trying new shit out. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if she's hot or not, if she's worth taking out on a date or not. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Is that okay?
What did you